Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. My name is Bethany, or Budget Bethany. Welcome back to another What's for Dinner, y'all. This week's What's for Dinner is in collab with Taylor Elmore. If you're not already, please go over and like and subscribe and leave her a comment and tell her that I sent you. Here's a clip of her YouTube page, and up next is a clip of her Instagram. Thank you so much, Taylor, for collabing with me this week. Taylor has been doing these What's for Dinners way longer than I have, so I hope that y'all will enjoy this What's for Dinner and leave me a like and subscribe. But without further ado, let's get into the cooking, y'all. And up first is fried chicken, mashed potatoes, green beans, and creamed corn. Okay, I got some vegetable oil in this pot getting hot, and I've had my chicken soaking in buttermilk. So when the grease gets hot, I'm going to season this chicken up and flour it, and then we'll put it in the grease and fry it. And I'm not really sure what I'm going to have to go with it yet. I got done to decide. This is the two spices that we're going to use for our chicken. Morton Seasonings, and hang on and I'll tell y'all what's in it. It says salt, spices, chili pepper, black pepper, celery seed, paprika, onion, garlic powder, and that's all. That's what's in here. And then I just got some garlic powder. And then you dip it in the flour. Trying to set it up so y'all can see. That was from lunch. I was recording that in live, so if you watch that, you'll see that. That should be up for my What's for Dinner, so you'll be already watched it by the time you see this video. Got to add water, of course. Then I'm going to bring that to a boil. This is how everything looks once it's plated up. I always grew up on Southern cooking, so that's what I'm used to. This is what I like. This is how I like it cooked. I know everybody doesn't agree, but that's what we eat here in the South. On the next night, we had a taco skillet. It's something I just randomly threw together because I accidentally laid out the wrong kind of meat. So first I'm going to spray this hamburger mashing tool, whatever you call it, and I'm going to brown up a pound of ground beef. Me spraying that little red hamburger mashing tool, I'm not sure what you call it, y'all, but the reason I sprayed it with that spray is to keep the meat from sticking to it. And I'm going to add in some garlic powder and some seasonings. And basically, y'all just will see me adding random ingredients into this. I quickly searched on Pinterest of what I could add into a taco skillet, and that's what I just kind of went along with it, adjusted it to what I have. Right here, I'm adding some chicken broth after I drain the ground beef, the grease off the ground beef, and then I'm going to add in some Fiesta blend cheese. But yeah, I just randomly come up with an idea to make this, so y'all bear with me. I hope y'all can follow along. If not, I will leave a recipe of what I can find in the description box below. And I just placed that pot of water there for my noodles to boil in, and I also have some tea boiling back there. Now I'm going to add in some salsa con queso. It's some cheese that I had got from another recipe that needed to be used, so I'm adding that in there. And I'm also adding 3 slices of this white American cheese into the pan with the ground beef, and I'm going to melt that and mix that up real well. Next, I'm going to add in just a little bit of this taco seasoning and some thick and chunky salsa. Since my water is starting to boil, I'm going to add in my shells to the water. And at this point, I realized that my cheese mixture didn't look thick enough, so I'm going to add in a little bit of cornstarch. Now I'm going to add in a little bit of mozzarella cheese on top, and it's just for extra cheesiness. And as y'all can see, that pot was not big enough, so I got another one and dumped all that in there, and then I mixed in my shells once I drained the water off of those. And that was supper, y'all. Like I said, this was throw together. It was out on a whim. I just added ingredients until it looked right, and it actually turned out all right. My kids enjoyed it, so that was a plus, and that's all that matters, right, y'all? I also added in the rest of my chicken broth just to finish it off, so I wouldn't have that little bit of piece of chicken broth laying around. And this is how it turned out. Like I said, y'all, it turned out pretty good. My kids liked it, and that's all that matters to me. Up next is one of my longtime favorites. It's sausage brunch. I actually learned how to cook this many years ago in 4-H. But you just beat 6 eggs, and then you pour in a cup of milk. You add in about a cup of mozzarella cheese, and you brown your pound of sausage, and you add that in also. You mix all that up real well. And then I usually use crescent rolls, but Walmart was out, so I had to get biscuits. So I just shaped those into the shape of my pan, and then you pour your egg mixture over on top, and you top with another cup of cheese and bake on 350 for about 25 minutes or until the center is done. And y'all, this is how it looks when it's done. If you don't try anything else in this video, please try this one. I promise you will love it. Alright, y'all, tonight we're having meatloaf, and I had to defrost my ground beef a little bit, so that's why it looks a little bit brown. But anyway, I'm cutting up some bell pepper over here, and it's orange because that's all the grocery store had to offer. And I'm cutting it up in little slices so that my husband cannot see them in there, because he does not like bell pepper, and if he knows it's in there, he won't eat it. But if you don't see it, he'll eat it every time. All of this stuff right here is what we're going to be adding into our meatloaf. So, yeah, I think I've got it cut up little enough that he won't be able to tell. So, let's get to mixing everything up and then putting it into the pan. y'all, I literally had to fight with this pepper. It just did not want to open. I hope you can get a good laugh out of me. So now I'm going to dump it into my pan, and I'm going to use my wash clean hands, of course, y'all. And I realized it needed to be mixed up a little bit better, so I mix it up a little bit more. And then I pat it into the shape of the pan, and I put it in the oven for about 30 to 35 minutes on 365. But before I put it in the oven, I added just a little bit of ketchup on top, and there you go. Now I'm just dicing up or peeling off the skins off these potatoes, and then I'm going to dice them into cubes really quick, and I'm going to add them into a pot with water, and I'm going to add in a little bit of garlic powder, salt, and pepper, and boil those for about 15-20 minutes just until the potatoes soft, and that will be green beans and potatoes. Now you just pour in the whole entire can of this family size of green beans, and then you add some water just to cover the tops of it. I'm going to be using this frozen corn on the cob. You just add water and boil until the corn is done. I usually boil it for about 20 minutes. And I always add Old Bay seasoning onto our corn and some salt and pepper. Alright y'all, so here's what our meatloaf, potatoes, and green beans and corn looks like once it's done. And yes, we're eating on paper plates tonight because Mama didn't want to wash dishes. But I always add a little bit more ketchup to my meatloaf. And this is how it looks. My grandma used to cook this for me all the time when I was little, so this is one of my all-time favorites. I hope that you guys try it and that y'all like it as well. On this day, it was Easter Sunday, and we grilled some barbecue ribs, and I made some baked beans and sweet pea salad. You just cut up egg and mayonnaise in there, and I made some potato salad and a peep cake. And for the potato salad, you just boil potatoes, egg, and mayonnaise, and relish, and mustard, and salt and pepper. And I thought I would share a few pictures of my family with y'all, so I hope you enjoy. Okay, It's not dinner time, but I had this for lunch that day and I wanted to share it with y'all. It's chicken fajitas. It's already seasoned and cooked and everything. And here is the cooking directions and everything, in case y'all are wondering. But I wanted to share this with y'all. It's really cheap. It's like $5 and some change for this bag of chicken. And it's really budget friendly. You can feed your whole family for maybe like under $10. But anyway, I just put a little bit of butter in my pan, cut up some bell pepper and onion, and you cook that for 5 to 6 minutes, and then I just served it up on tortillas. Well, before I put it on tortillas, I put on some white American cheese and let that melt, and then I added it onto my tortilla and added a little bit of salsa, and it was delicious, y'all. But I wanted to share that with y'all because I knew that was a great idea for a budget-friendly meal. Alright, y'all, we have arrived to the last dinner for this week, and it's breakfast burritos. And I'm not going to talk the whole entire time because it's pretty explanatory to how to make these. You just brown up your sausage, and then I'm going to beat, I don't know how many eggs you'll see, a lot of eggs, and add in a little bit of cheese and salt and pepper, and then I'm going to scramble those up, and then I'll add back in my sausage, mix that all up together. Then we're going to serve it on tortillas with salsa, and that's it. You could add in bell peppers or onion, but my family don't care for that, so I didn't add those in. But it will be delicious with those in. I mean, it's delicious without, but it would be even better with those in. So I'm going to be quiet, and I'm going to turn some music on and just let y'all watch me make these breakfast burritos. I just wanted to mention to y'all, you'll probably get a good laugh out of it, but if you see those cookies in the far corner back there, I think there's 4 left. If you'll watch really closely, all those cookies will disappear right in front of your eyes. And I just wanted to note that the time on the stove is not right. It's way off. I have never set it back. So that's why it says it's 11:53, but it's really not. It's like 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So anyway, this is what it looks like once the eggs and the sausage is mixed up and they're all done. Like I said, we're just going to put it on tortillas with some salsa. And that's supper for tonight. I wanted to say thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this What's for Dinner. If you did, please give me a big thumbs up and subscribe. I would love for you to become a part of my YouTube family. And thank you again, Taylor, for collabing with me. It has been great. I hope to do it again some other time. And until next time, bye, y'all.